turn on some Christmas tunes because today we're going to make some print and cut photo ornaments that you can give as gifts this Christmas. The supplies you'll need for today are a Cricut machine. You can use the Cricut Joy Extra, one of the Cricut Explorers, one of the Cricut Makers, or the Cricut Venture. You'll also need a printer and some printable transparency film, and then you'll need some fillable disc ornaments. In my last video, we made some floating ornaments with vinyl, but today we're doing print then cut. If we're just meeting right now, hi, my name is Nisha. Welcome to Little Craft Nest. If you have not calibrated your Cricut machine in a while, now is a great time to do that. And if you don't know how, I will leave a link to a very short video down below in the description. Let's jump onto Cricut Design Space and get started. We're going to start off our print then cut floating ornament the same way we started off with our vinyl floating ornament. So let's go over to shapes and grab a circle. And the ornaments I'm using are about 3 inches in diameter. So I'm going to make the width of the circle 2.9 inches. Now I've done a number of test cuts for these ornaments, so I know the size is going to work. But if you're not quite sure for your ornaments, go ahead and cut out some circles and see if they fit inside your ornament before you go ahead and do your whole project and realize your design doesn't fit. So now I'm going to duplicate this circle and just put this one aside for now. Then we're going to go back over to shapes and grab a square. And I'm going to make this square 0.678 inches. And then I'm going to place the square over top of my circle. So about 3/4 of the square are above the circle and we got about 1/4 of it overlapping the circle. And then select both the square and the circle, go up to align and center. And with both those shapes still selected, we're going to go down to the bottom right-hand corner, click on combine, and then unite. Now you could also press weld if you wanted to, but if you did weld these two pieces together, you wouldn't be able to make any changes if you made a mistake, and that's why I like using unite. So if I ever need to change something, I can go back and do that easily. Now we need an image to put inside our floating ornament. You can use whatever image you want. I've already uploaded one, so let's go over to uploads. And I have this picture here of my kids, so I'm going to click on Add to Canvas. And this loaded rather large, so let's shrink this down a little bit. Now I'm going to show you how to use this photo 2 different ways. So this photo here, I just uploaded it to Design Space normally. If you don't know how to do that, I do have a video on that, which I will leave linked down below in the description. But another way to do this is uploading your photo without the background. So you can use any background remover you wanted to. You could remove the background right in your iPhone. You could do it on Design Space. You could do it on Canva or Photoshop or whatever design program you like to use. I want to do something a little different when I remove the background of my photo. So we're going to go over to Canva and I'm going to show you something that I like to do. Again, you don't have to do this, but this really does elevate these ornaments. So let's head over to Canva. And to do what I'm about to show you, you do need Canva Pro. So that's why this step is not necessary. But again, this is really going to elevate your ornament. So I'm going to click on Create a Design and then scroll down to Custom Size. And I already have my dimensions in here. I'm going to do a width and height of 5 inches and then click Create New Design. And then you can drag and drop any photo you want to use into Canva. So here's our photo here. I'm just going to stretch it out a little bit. And then I'm going to go to the top left and click on Edit Photo. And right here we have our background remover. And all you need to do is click on that once. So here's my photo without the background. However, we're going to do something a little extra here. I'm going to click on the background remover again, and then I'm going to click on Restore. What I want to do is keep some of that snow at the bottom, but I don't want the snow at the top. So we can change our brush size here, and then just go over your photo and keep the portions of your photo that you want. So I want to keep all this snow here, and this is gonna be a lot of fun. And I'm happy with that, so I'm gonna go back, and there's my new image, and I can stretch this out again to be a little bigger. And then I'm gonna click on Share and Download, and we're gonna keep this as a PNG, but we're gonna click on Transparent Background so that our picture doesn't save with a white background. We're gonna click on it, Download, and then upload this photo photo to Cricut Design Space. So let's go back to Design Space and click on Upload, and then Upload Image. Find that photo that you just downloaded in your downloads folder and drag and drop it into Design Space. And because we want to keep all the color and all the details of this photo, we're going to click on Complex and then Continue. And there's nothing we need to do here. However, if you were uploading your photo with a background and you have Cricut access, this is where you would remove your background. But we've already done that, so we don't need to do that again. So let's click on Apply and Continue. And then I'm going to click on Print Then Cut Image, and we can give our image a name, and then click on Upload. And now just click on your photo to add to the canvas. And let's shrink this down a little bit. All right, so we have our photo here with the background and one with a partial background removed. So now we're gonna grab that plain circle that we made, and we're gonna go up to Operations, and we're gonna make this a guide layer. So this is gonna allow us to be able to see through our circle. Now this circle is going behind my image here. So we're gonna go up to the top, click on Arrange and Bring to Front. And then we can place our circle on top of our image and see where you want your photo to be cut out. So if you're not liking the cutout here, we can shrink down our picture a little more. Let's zoom in so we can see a little better. Sometimes it's hard to see that red line when there's so many other colors going on. So I'm shrinking down my photo and placing the circle around it. So now our guide layer here is acting like a cookie cutter, just like if you were making Christmas cookies. So we're gonna select our photo and our guide layer, go down to the bottom and click on Slice. So now we're going to remove that cookie cutter. There's our circle. And here is our cookie we cut out. That's the piece we're keeping. And here's the background we don't need anymore. So go ahead and click on Delete. And let's put this photo to the side for a minute. So once again, grab that circle and put it on top of your image. And you can shrink down your photo a little bit if you wanted to. And when you're happy with the placement, we're gonna select both that guide layer and your photo and slice. And then we can get rid of our extra pieces here. We can delete those. Now we're gonna grab our template that we made earlier and duplicate that because we're making 2 ornaments. Actually, I'm gonna show you a third way in a minute. So let's duplicate that one more time and we'll put that one off to the side. So because this template is actually gonna be our transparency film and we're printing ink onto our transparency film, we don't want to keep this gray. So we're gonna make it white. Now making this white may be a little tricky to see because we have a white background. So let's go down to the bottom right of your screen and click on Blank Canvas. And we're gonna change our canvas color here for a second. You can make it any color you want. Let's make it purple. And now we can see our white design a little better. And we'll also need to make our other templates here white as well. Your printer's not gonna print the color white, and that's why we need this to be white. So we're telling our printer that this is transparent. So let's do that one to our third one as well. All right, now we're gonna grab our photos and we're going to bring them in front. You can put your photo directly on top of your template, so it's taking up the full circle. But what I like to do is shrink that photo down a little bit so that we have this clear rim going around the photo. That's just going to make the photo look like it's floating a little more. So once your picture is inside your ornament, you can select your ornament and your photo. We can go up to Align and we can center that. And then leaving both layers selected, so your ornament template and your photo, we're going to go down to the bottom right and click on Flatten. Now that has combined everything together and made this one image. So your printer will print this and then our Cricut will cut around the outside. So let's do the same thing for our other design. So for this one, we need to bring it to the front. So let's go up to Arrange and Bring to Front, and we'll bring this on top. Again, you can shrink your photo down a little bit. And when you're happy with the size, you can go ahead and go up to Align and Center. And then once again, we're going to select our ornament and our photo and go down to the bottom right and click on Flatten. Now, I told you I wanted to show you a third possible thing you can do, because I know someone's going to ask me, what if instead of using a photo, you wanted to use an SVG as your floating ornament? So let's do that really quickly. Let's go over to upload. I'm going to click on view all and find an image that I uploaded earlier. So let's use this image here. I used this image in my last video, but we cut this image out of vinyl when we did the floating ornament. This time we're going to use this same image, but we're going to have our printer print it. So let's click on add to canvas and view. We're gonna shrink this down, and this image here is grouped together, but what I want to do is make this two different colors. So I'm gonna ungroup it. So if you go up to the top right, click on ungroup, and then I'm gonna select each of these letters. So I'm gonna click on the E, hold down my shift key, and then click on the V, E, I, L, E, B. So I have all my letters selected, and let's go over to color and let's change that to red. So now we have two different colors here, but I want to group my image back together because everything's in pieces right now and it's gonna be hard to move it around. Let's move our template here out of the way. I'm gonna select all these layers here and go back up to the top and group those back together again. We'll grab our template and then our SVG here, and you can size it however you want. I think it's good the way it is. I'm just gonna quickly go over to align and center horizontally. And then we're gonna do this same thing as we did with the photos. We're gonna select our ornament template and all those layers of the SVG, go down to the bottom right and click on flatten. So you'll notice in the layers panel now, we have 3 flattened images and we can have each of these print out. So let's go ahead and click on make, and under material size here, make sure you have the right material size selected. It looks like I have A4 paper selected, but I'm actually using letter size paper, which is 8.5 by 11. So I'm gonna click on that, and that just kind of readjusted the size here on the mat. Now it looks like I can actually get 6 ornaments on this page rather than 3. So let's go up to project copies and change that to 2 and click apply. So now Design Space has added an extra ornament to my first mat, but it brought down these 2 to our second mat, but I still think they can fit on that first mat. So click on one of your images and then click on those 3 dots at the top left-hand corner. Click on Move Object and then click on that first mat and then press confirm. Now that image, you may not see it right away because it went on top of another image. So we need to move this down here. Now this white tab is overlapping the picture above, so we can turn this ornament sideways and see if that fits. And that looks pretty good. We can also move our other images around here so that we have more room on the mat. So let's go back to mat 2 and also bring this image over to mat 1. So move object, click on that first mat and then confirm. And here is our other image, and we'll also need to turn this one sideways. And that's looking pretty good. We've got all 6 designs on this printout. So click on continue, and we're gonna send this to the printer. And we're gonna turn the bleed off for this because we don't want any of our ink to smudge. And we're gonna turn our use system dialog toggle on and then click on print. Now the print dialog box normally pops up behind the Design Space application, so you may need to move that out of the way in order to find it. And there it is here. We're gonna scroll down, and under media and quality, we're gonna change our quality from normal to best, and I'm gonna leave auto select on. I don't recommend setting it at photo high gloss paper because then your sheet is going to get way too much ink on it and you might end up with some smudges. So either leave it on auto select or you can select plain paper. So this is the transparency film that I'm using. I purchased this off of Amazon and it's for inkjet printers. If you have a laser printer, I believe they also have transparency film for laser printers as well. So right here it tells us the arc needs to be at the bottom right, and that's how we're going to find what side to print on. So let's grab a sheet here. So you'll notice that each corner is pointed except for one. We have one with a rounded corner. So this rounded corner needs to be at our bottom right. So let's flip this over. And now this corner is at the bottom right. So that means this top side is the side we need the ink on. I'm using an Epson EcoTank printer and I will be putting this in the paper drawer. So when I do that, I'm gonna have to flip this upside down because the underside is the side that my printer prints on. When inserting your transparency film into your printer, make sure you only do one sheet at a time. You don't want your printer to jam while it's trying to feed through the transparency sheet. So here are our images all printed out and they look great, but we're going to let them dry for a few minutes. So when they look dry, we will put them on our Cricut mat and then get them cut out. For our material setting, we're going to click on Browse All Material and then start to type in acetate, and it'll be right here at the top. We're going to select that setting and press Done. And then we can load our mat and get our ornament inserts cut out. My images look like they're dry. It's been about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna lay this on my mat. When pressing this down on your mat, try not to touch the ink of your images just in case you didn't let it dry long enough. I wouldn't use a brayer or anything on top of your film. If your mat is not that sticky, you can put some tape around the edges to hold it down. This is a fairly new mat, so it's sticking no problem. Before sliding our mat into our Cricut machine, I'm going to move the star wheels off to the side so that they don't run through my printed image. Just remember to put them back after you're done. So we're going to slide this in and get this cut out. First, your machine will use a small light to scan those registration marks in the corner to make sure it is cutting accurately, and then it will cut out our designs. So here's our ornament inserts all cut out, and we can remove the negative here. And then we can peel off each piece. So we can see these a lot better on a white sheet of paper. When I was taking them off, I did slightly smudge a star right here. So I don't think these are completely dried yet. So I'm gonna let them dry a little longer before I try to put them in my ornaments. So I ended up letting these dry overnight because after I made my family dinner last night, they still seemed a little wet. So now they should be dry enough to put in our ornaments. I can't tell you exactly how long it takes for them to dry because it really depends on the temperature and humidity in your home. So let's grab an ornament and pop it open and grab one of our inserts, and then we're gonna roll it and then simply pop it inside. And if it doesn't pop in there straight, you can just grab some tweezers and grab that tab that we created and move that tab to the center. And now it's in there perfectly, so you can go ahead and pop that top back on. And look how great this looks. Now another thing you can do is add something inside. You can add some chunky glitter, some faux snow, confetti, feathers, whatever you want to use. So let's do that with our next one. Let's grab this one here where we remove the top half of the background, and let's pop this inside our ornament, and let's add some faux snow to it. I'm making a little bit of a mess here, but that's okay, I'll clean it up later. I just love how these snowballs look inside this ornament. Now let's see what our Believe insert looks like once we place it inside the ornament. For this one, let's add some of that shredded snow. This ornament looks a little different than the one we made in the last video with vinyl, but I'm loving the look of this one as well. So here's our completed ornaments with our different designs. Let me know which one is your favorite. My favorite is the one with the transparency background. It just looks like the kids are floating inside the ornament and they have their snowballs ready to build a snowball fort. If you're looking for some more Cricut Christmas ornament ideas, go check out one of these videos here, and I hope to see you on more crafting adventures. Merry Christmas!